Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded.
And welcome to the E3 Super Ecstatic Giant Enormous
Yeah.
Show.
HD
Yeah.
Turbo Remix.
Yeah, we had an E3 party and it ended up being just me and Chris. But we held hands.
Yes, we did.
It was quite interesting.
We cuddled a little bit too.
We did.
In a manly sort of way.
Yes. Very manly.
But we have our resident game expert here also. This is my go-to person on anything video games. I don't know that.
You're just saying that because it's your kid.
Well, it is, but he still knows a lot more than me when it comes to... He's like a savant when it comes to video games.
Why didn't you say idiot savant? that's the proper terminology.
I was trying to keep it,
But I get it. Yes, we have Trent here.
What's
Welcome,
up,
Trent.
guys? What's going on, guys?
Not much.
Which recent graduate, and he will be starting school this fall to, guess what? Design video games.
Yep.
Good. I told Chris, when you become rich and famous, Trent, don't forget us.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
I
guys.
expect some, houses, a nice recording studio for Mike and I.
Yeah.
We can just retire and just record podcasts every day.
That's what I think, man. He supported you all that time, so you should pay back that favor.
Hint.
All right.
Anyway, we got a ton to talk about today.
Not as much as I'd like, but we have a ton.
We do have a ton. Well, there's a ton to talk about. There's just nothing definite to talk about, and I guess if it were next year, we'd have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the news? Unrelated to E3, but that they got John Berthnall is coming back to Walking Dead.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes,
Yeah.
They said probably in some sort of
flashback
or dream sequence, possibly because they're going to kill off Rick.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can you imagine Shane coming back and talking to Rick and be like, "See, I told you couldn't keep him alive." See, pretty diss there, But anyways, all right, on to E3.
On to E3. Let's talk about some developers here first.
What are you going with?
You want to go with the worst ones? Get them out of the way.
Yeah.
The worst one? Okay.
I'd have to say EA was the worst one.
Yeah.
They didn't. Far. Yeah, they didn't talk enough about Madden and stuff. They talked a lot about FIFA.
Oh yeah, they're big, and of course, I think the reason why is because the World Cup's going on right now. That's why they did it because to build the hype on the World Cup.
Because they're talking about the esports, but they showed off more of the championship stuff rather than the actual gameplay, which is kind of disappointing.
Now, I've never actually played FIFA. I'll be honest with you, I never have. I'm
Me
not
neither.
a big soccer person. However, I did like the idea how you can actually create a country and a team for any country in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because not every country in the world has a team, but you can find any country you want in the world, and create a team for them.
Cool.
And then take the team basically to the World Cup championship.
Yeah, I wish they would expand it on that more rather than showing off the championship.
Yeah,
like actual gameplay. I mean,
that was kind of cool. Now I know, like you said, they didn't come out and talk about anything about Madden, which is the worst. It was actually the worst presentation ever because it had Juju Smith-Schuster.
They later said that they're doing some things to connected franchise mode to make developing players more easy and to be more in depth into the player development, and the fact that you'll be able to take schemes into your playbook now.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah. I did like the fact, like I said, afterwards, and the reason why we're talking about this because we're all huge
Madden fans.
Yeah.
Madden.
Yeah, but I did like the fact that they come out later on. Now you can create a draftable roster.
Yeah.
You can create characters or a complete roster and put them into your
draft,
connected franchise draft.
Yep.
So that is actually pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool. I mean, but none of this was at their press conference. This is all stuff that happened.
This is all afterwards.
During interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, the whole press conference was Juju Smith-Schuster and the winner of the Madden Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they focused more on these championships rather than the actual gameplay. It was just kind of what? Like esports.
Esports is kicking off, though.
Which I can see why.
It's taking over.
It kind of bogged down in that section.
Yeah. Of course, they announced new DLC for Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Finally, the DLC we've been waiting for what, a year and a half now?
Yeah.
I thought the Clone Wars already in the game, or supposed to be anyway.
apparently you can be. They're going to have General Grievous and Obi-Wan Kenobi, which has never been in Battlefront 2.
Right.
Hasn't been in Battlefront 1, actually.
Now, General Grievous was in Battlefront.
The original. Yeah, the original pandemic ones.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan Kenobi has never been in any of them.
Really?
So that's actually pretty big news. But
that's pretty cool.
But that's it.
Unfortunately, I don't play Battlefront because it's gay. No, it's not.
I played it. The campaign was pretty good.
Was it?
Apparently, they have a new expansion for the campaign.
They actually extended it. It was kind of cool.
See, they screwed up Battlefield, the launch of the initial Battlefield game, so bad that I didn't want to play the second one.
Yeah. The first Battlefront was really bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It's extreme lack of content compared to other shooters at the time.
Yeah, and then the whole microtransactions thing they had. Yeah. Oh my god, that was just absolutely ridiculous.
Wasn't it? It was like $60 for the game, and then the season pass was another 50, 60.
Yeah, $50 for the season pass.
It's like they had content at launch that you could buy.
I did like the fact that I can't remember who it was, but one of the developers for Battlefront 2 had come out and he said, look, we know when we put this game out that we messed up a little bit, and we're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And they owned it. At least they owned it.
At least they said it was their fault.
Yeah, and they said, we're going to try and, they totally revamped a lot of things and everything else. So that was cool. I did like that. At least they, sucked it up and owned it.
And the DLC will be free when it does come out.
Oh, really?
For everybody.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, at least they're doing that.
Yeah.
You can't screw up that much. Free DLC, can you?
Square Enix.
Moving on to Square.
Final Fantasy.
They announced the crossover Final Fantasy 14 and Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter is also getting Final Fantasy 14, I guess, DLC as well. So a big crossover between Capcom
which is kind of cool. Of course, everybody already knew Tomb Raider was coming out.
Yeah, they showed it off Microsoft, so it's kind of like, that's cool, but we already knew.
Yeah. What's the other big Square Enix title?
Kingdom Hearts 3, which won't be out till next year.
But again, we
saw that at Microsoft too, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, it was already at Microsoft.
We'll get a little bit more into that when we get to the Microsoft junket of our show here.
Yeah.
That's kind of the two bigger ones that that didn't really appeal too much. Ubisoft, I didn't really watch Ubisoft's junket, but I did see a lot of the videos and the after stuff. Their big one they talked about obviously was the Division 2.
That and Assassin's Creed.
Creed Odyssey actually looks pretty good.
Odyssey, they last year when they released Origins, they went a lot into RPG elements for the series, and I guess this year they're doubling down on the RPG elements. There's going to be more customization with the armor, the weapons, and I guess now you can romance people. And sounds like Mass Effect.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because looking.
Who doesn't like to romance?
Yeah,
anybody.
Just even looking at just the trailer of the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it doesn't even look like an Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Yeah, there was a lot of big battles. Wasn't a whole lot of sneaking or stealth involved.
You play as pretty much a Roman soldier or
it's in Greece, I believe.
Yeah.
But you can play as they're bringing back a mechanic from Syndicate where you can play as two different protagonists. And one is a girl called Cassandra. I believe the guy was Alexios. I could be wrong on that. But there is two protagonists, and I guess that will affect the gameplay or story at least in some way.
Now the whole demo showed the whole Sparta kick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like from 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It didn't to me. It just even Assassin's Creed Origins to me didn't look like Assassin's Creed.
Right.
It seems like it's almost they're getting away from the stealthiness of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're just a big old. They're just like I'm going to show up and shoot you with an arrow or fight you.
You see, my problem with Assassin's Creed is I've always never been a stealthy person. I go in and take.
You are not the only one.
And
if no one can see me, I'm pointing to my kid over here.
I have such a hard time with stealth games. It's terrible. Like Batman, if you want to play Batman and you had to be stealthy for certain missions, I would have to do those missions over and over and over and over.
I don't know, man. I love stealth, man. I love the sneak, stealth, everything. I am total. I'm a sneaky guy.
You're a ninja.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I'm ninja.
Ninja Chris.
Yeah. The Division 2, they announced that again. this now you said Assassin's Creed will be out this year.
It will be, I believe, in October of this year.
Okay, I saw next year, but I could be wrong. But I'm leaning towards my expert here, so I'll go with it.
Yeah, I saw this year too.
Division 2 takes place in Washington now.
At Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
DC.
and it's this game will released in March 2019.
There will be a beta this year,
I believe there will be a
Sometime.
beta later on this year.
Yep,
Which
I'm signed up
I
for
already
it.
signed up for it too.
Yeah, I signed up for that beta and the other big beta, Fallout 76.
Fallout 76, which might as well go talk about Bethesda.
Yeah, that's $5 entry, and to get Fallout 76, you got to pre-order it in order to get the beta.
Get the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a scam though. You just put $5 down and never pick the game up and rent it through GameFly.
Well, see, here's the thing, man. Fallout 76, which looks pretty awesome. I mean, it looks good.
Yes.
It's slated to release November this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a total online game.
Well, that's not entirely true.
No, but you can't play by yourself.
But you have to be online.
But you still have to be online
to play it.
No, the guy said that right in the thing. He's right during the press conference. He said, "Now this is an online multiplayer game, but we will not go away from our roots. You will be able to play this single player campaign offline at any time."
Yeah. It's going to have a campaign, but they said you can play with friends. It'll be a drop in, drop out. And you can play with your friends or you can play by yourself, but it's still everything's still going to be online because everything's constantly changing.
Yeah, you can't change it.
And the reason, and I say online, I don't mean just like multiplayer online. I mean it's just you have to have an actual.
I thought you meant like no NPCs. It's gonna have NPCs if you play single player.
No. It'll have all that, but everything will still be online because everything's updated and constantly changing.
Gotcha.
Because people will be able to join your game no matter what.
Yeah, they can attack you or join with you.
Right.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
And it's dedicated servers, so that's also cool.
Yes.
Yeah. It takes place 20 years before the events of Fallout 3, I believe.
Yeah, this will be the earliest Fallout game so far.
Yeah.
In West Virginia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, West Virginia.
It's was it Reclamation Day they call it?
Yeah, Reclamation Day.
It's 25 years after the drop of the first bomb or something. Bomb or whatever.
You're the first settlers getting out.
Yeah, they announced a lot of things, which is pretty neat. They announced like the different skirmish modes and stuff you can do, and you can team up with people or you can fight against other people. I like the nuclear strike mode.
Yeah.
Whatever you can find like codes.
Launch codes
launch
for
codes
nukes.
To launch nukes.
And it says you have to work with other tribes to get the complete set of codes in order to launch against neighbors. It sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, there's some interesting features going into it.
There is, and my only issue with it is I have barely scratched the surface in playing Fallout 4, so to me it's not going to be that important comparative to me to jump right into it.
Right.
I know there's people out there that have just played the living crap out of Fallout 4 and everything else, but I think they're taking stuff from Fallout 4 and the other Fallouts and just merging it all into this game.
Well, this is supposed to be what they say 4 times the size of Fallout 4.
Yeah, open world. Yeah,
open world.
Oh yeah, it's huge. It's there.
And they got some. They got some new baddies in this one. I seen like a radioactive sloth and like there's some crazy stuff in this game.
Yeah, the turtle or the frog.
Those
giant
big
frogs. The giant bat thing flying.
Yeah.
Like at first we thought it was a
flying death claw.
Flying death claw, but I guess it's just a giant bat.
Oh, they got some kind of giant ogre too. I've seen in one of the demos. I don't know what it is. It's white.
It would be pretty interesting. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that you can actually go in there and play with your friends. You know, if you can get you a little party of people constantly.
I like it. You can kind of have like battles with other people too. It's kind of
I want to know how big you can get your tribe though. That's the information I want.
Oh yeah, and you can settle anywhere in the map apparently.
They're
taking those building elements from Fallout 4 and kind of expanding upon it.
And the one thing that Todd Howard talked about too, that I really, really, really like. A lot of times when you get these games where you got the drop in, drop out, like co-ops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That if you join someone's game, it's like whatever you pick up, you don't keep.
Yeah, you lose your progress.
You lose your progress and everything else. On this, it will not. Whatever you have, you will keep. Whether you pick it up there, go back to your place, whatever you have is yours. So that's awesome. That's one thing I really did like about that.
That is cool. State of Decay 2 does that as well. It's nice to be able to pick up your crap and
Oh yeah.
later on, have it in your own campaign or doing what you're doing by yourself.
Of course, Bethesda talked about one of the best kept secrets in the world, Rage 2.
Rage 2, yeah. Thank you, Walmart Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. I think Todd Howard said that too. Thanks,
Yeah.
Walmart Canada.
He said, what did he say? He said that thanks to Walmart Canada, they're good at two things: keeping low prices and keeping a secret.
This game's slated to come out June 2019. Complete open world. It looks pretty good. I mean, the first one was really good. I liked it.
Yeah. It was gonna be a big surprise because, like you said, it's been a while since we've seen the Rage, or at least the first game in the series.
Yeah, it's been
I think
what,
it was
since 2013.
2011, I want to say. 'Cause it was before the Xbox One and PS4. It was on 360 and PS3.
Yeah, because I remember the game had 2 discs.
And an interesting thing about this game is not only is id Software helping them, but the open world section is being done by Avalanche Studios, who did Just Cause, the open world games.
Which that game was
Pretty wild.
pretty big
Yeah.
and open too.
So it's pretty good collaboration, I think. You have the awesome shooting mechanics of Doom and stuff like that mixed with the open world of Just Cause. I think it's going to be a pretty wild game.
And
Yeah.
speaking of Doom,
Doom Eternal, which
Eternal.
will be hell on Earth. They confirmed that. There will be, going back to Earth with demons everywhere.
Yeah, more creatures, different creatures.
2 times the amount of demons from the original. We've seen a couple in the trailer.
They said it's more open world too.
Yeah, open environments.
Different guns, and I did like the fact that they called it Doom Eternal instead of Doom 2 because there's already a Doom 2 out.
That would've
They
just
don't want to take away from it.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
But they're also pretending that it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this actually is an official sequel to the Doom remake game they just made.
Right.
They said they confirmed it. This is a sequel to it.
Yeah.
Which I love the 2016 reboot. I thought it was amazing.
It was really good. It was hard as heck. I know that. And I, like in true fashion of myself, never beat it.
I didn't beat it either. I played like maybe 3-4 hours of it, and then it was a good game. I don't know why I didn't.
the
day ago.
The
night I played it.
No, I played a lot more than 3 or 4 hours, but I still never beat it.
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't know. I do that. I'm terrible. I play a game and never finish it.
New Wolfenstein.
Youngblood.
First
right?
you have Wolfenstein, New Order, Wolfenstein, Old Blood, Wolfenstein.
The new Colossus, Wolfenstein 2, and then we got the Youngblood.
And now we got Wolfenstein
Which,
Youngblood, which is...
Did y'all ever play Wolfenstein 2?
I didn't.
I have not played the second.
Well, in the game, I remember his wife was pregnant with the twins, and now they're the protagonist of Youngblood. It would be co-op.
That's cool.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's the first co-op game. You play as B.J. Blazkowicz's twin daughters.
Yeah.
So,
it's pretty
cool.
So that's, again, 2019. A couple other big titles they announced. Bethesda announced Starfield.
Yeah, that looks
a
good.
Brand new IP.
Which they said what Starfield is to outer space, what Skyrim is to like fantasy, and what Fallout is to
like sci-fi
apocalypse. So if Bethesda's track record for Skyrim and Fallout are any good,
basically
Starfield's going to be phenomenal.
Aren't they the ones that did the Star Wars 2, Knights of the Old Republic?
No, that was BioWare.
That was BioWare.
And
BioWare, that's
Entertainment.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And of course, they announced Elder Scrolls 6.
Finally,
with a 10-second teaser.
Yeah, really.
No gameplay, no footage, just.
Which I doubt you will see this game for the next 2 years.
I'm betting that Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are next generation titles. Judging by the way, there is no. Not only was not a release date, there was no consoles mentioned either. If you looked at it, no Xbox One or PS4.
That is true. They did give a hint about a new Xbox console, but we'll get into that when we get to Microsoft's thing. A couple of cross platforms they announced. Of course, Project Red announced Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
And then Rockstar announced we already knew this already, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, that was a month ago or so
ago. That's that's really all I got as far as some of the developer. Stuff.
That's the most notable developers.
Yeah.
I think we should start off with the consoles with the worst one. I think.
Hey, let's go with Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, sadly.
Your hour-long look at Smash Brothers.
Pretty much so. I think we were watching it, and the thing said it was, 46 minutes long?
Yeah,
and
you
I
kept falling asleep.
Smash Bros.
27 or 28 minutes of it was Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
It was about 30 minutes.
I had to keep waking you up.
Well, when you...
It was a snooze fest.
It was.
That's
it was
what I'm
pretty
saying.
bad.
Like, if you're not a Smash Bros. Fan, you're probably not gonna like it. But if you were, it was like a dream come true. I mean,
Well, that's great. I mean, there's
But-
nothing wrong with Smash Brothers. I mean,
but I do
played it.
agree. But
It was fun and everything else, and absolutely. But to take
Yeah.
up, 28 minutes of your 45-minute press junket
Yeah.
on one game.
it reminded me when they announced Breath of the Wild. It was just Breath of the Wild and nothing else. But no one ragged on Nintendo for doing that. You remember that?
Yeah. Because we haven't had a Zelda game forever.
I mean, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love Breath of the Wild. I put like hundreds of hours into that game, but that was it that year. And this one felt similar, but there's a few little sprinkled announcements.
Yeah, they announced a Mario Party,
Super Mario
They
Party.
did announce the Mario Party
Which
game. Fortnite.
which sucks. The Mario Party sucks because stupid Switch is only 2 players.
Yep, you got to have
You have to have 2 consoles
you gotta
in
have
order to play
multiple
4 player.
I did not know.
But
that.
the screens go together. Like
for some of the games.
for some of the games, you
Oh,
put the screens together
and
and
they're
it
going-
bleeds over.
To the old school style, where it was like a game board now instead of just random mini games. So
Yeah.
they're going more with it was harder, more challenging, and that
Yeah,
was pretty fun. I guess.
it looks fun, but I'm
Of
not.
course, you said what, Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem 3 Houses, weird name because before it was like Awakening and Echoes, and they got 3
Yeah.
houses. That's kind of weird.
Fortnite was announced coming to the Switch.
Yeah, which
Which is cross-platform.
which the night it was announced, there was 2 million downloads for it on Nintendo.
Which was really surprising because everything has it, iPhone and
Yeah.
Android. So
And speaking
that
of
big to me.
announcements from Nintendo, we were talking about this earlier. Since Nintendo's press conference, their stocks have dropped
Yeah, 16%.
16%, which is pretty good chunk if you think about it. But I'm sure Nintendo will bounce back fine. But man, you got this console that that's just one of the biggest selling consoles of all time, and you don't do nothing for it.
Yeah, you do Super Smash
on the
Brothers.
biggest show, on the biggest show out there, gaming show out there, you just
Yeah, we talked about other games like Fortnite and stuff like that, and Mario Party, but literally it ran through those games in a minute.
yeah, they
Yeah.
weren't very
It was
long
just
at
flashed on the screen, and then
Yeah.
they didn't even talk about them.
Yeah, that was it.
They talked about Fortnite a little bit, but they didn't talk about any of the other games.
Yeah, I was thoroughly disappointed with Nintendo. I mean,
Reggie.
extremely
Reggie
disappointed.
Feast.
Reggie wasn't even there.
No, he was the only
the
one that
Fort-
he was in his
Oh,
office
He
or
was
something.
he was in a virtual area or something
Yeah.
like that. He was not there
Oh wow.
because they showed him on the big screen when they were talking about
Yeah.
it.
That's true.
So yeah, it's probably smart that he wasn't there because everyone probably would
What,
have booed him.
throwing tomatoes
Throw
at
some
us.
at him.
Tomato.
Throw tomatoes
I
at
got
us.
Throw
your Super
Joy-Cons
Smash
at him.
brother right here. Yeah. If you're a Super Smash Brothers Ultimate fan or whatever, that's great.
You would have loved it.
You would have loved it. If not, you'd have been extremely disappointed like the rest of us.
I'm just glad after the show they said that Metroid Prime 4 is still going good, so I hope to see that this year, Nintendo. Better show it. I'll be mad.
It won't.
Please.
It's not coming. If they had Metroid 4, well, they have another show coming up. Was it the PAX?
Yeah. Don't Nintendo has their own little Nintendo Con?
Yeah, they
or
do
something?
Nintendo Directs, every once in a while. So
Oh, okay.
there'll be more this year, but I wish I got to see it. Just a little bit of snippet of gameplay.
Yeah, so that was the gist of Nintendo. I mean, we
Yeah.
can just put them as crap fest and move on to Sony.
Let's talk about getting to Sony.
Oh.
Sony wasn't that bad, I don't think.
It was pretty good. And I'm going to tell you something right now, and this is pretty much with everything we're going to talk about here. And Trent and I were talking about this on the way, and we discussed it a little bit before the show started. All these games, they announced just a plethora of games, just a lot.
A lot.
Right.
I would say between all the consoles, you probably got close to 100 games announced,
Yeah.
which is a ton of games.
Oh, I agree.
But out of all these games, like 75% of them aren't even coming out until next year.
Yep.
that right there is extremely disappointing to me.
It is irking. Yeah, I'm a
Because
little
it's like,
irked.
and I understand. Look, okay, yeah, we want to give you a little taste. This is what's coming out next year, And there's some games that they actually give you exact dates that'll come out next year.
Right.
But out of those, like I said, say 100 games, they say 75 of them are coming out next year. And out of the 75 coming out next year, we got maybe 15 of them got confirmed dates.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We didn't even get to see Final Fantasy VII.
Nope.
No, there was no news.
At Sony. And I was wondering, I didn't think I missed it, but they did show Death Stranding, which looks like you're a futuristic postman. Is that what we said the night out?
He's some sort of courier, like a delivery person.
Like UPS.
It was a little bit underwhelming because he wasn't really doing a whole lot to begin with.
It was
a lot
no
of
action.
Walking. There's a lot of walking.
It's like walking the game.
Walking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The engine's beautiful. Like I was like, damn, that's good. But
yeah, the
what's
graphics
going
were
on?
amazing.
Technically, could you call him Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Oh, look, you see what I did there? Norman Reedus, Walking Dead. Okay. I mean, no. The graphics look absolutely phenomenal.
It was stunning.
They do. It looks like a beautiful game, but I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up.
And there was some new characters. Yeah, I mean,
they announced, of course. Everybody knows that. What's his name? He's playing supposed to be the main villain, supposedly.
Oh,
Mads
Mikkelsen. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's in it, and then they announced Lindsay Wagner.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they showed her there.
They showed her, yeah.
So,
but like you said, gameplay wise, it was just there was nothing to really latch onto until the very end. He started sneaking, so there was walking and sneaking.
And he climbed. I seen him climb.
Yeah, he did a lot of climbing.
And there's these weird like shadowy figures, which I wish you would have fought him or something. Like,
no, but he
what
had
do
to
you
sneak
do?
by him.
Yeah, it's like you don't know what you do to him. So it was a little bit underwhelming, but I did enjoy it somewhat.
Again, the visuals are just absolutely phenomenal.
I'm sure the story is going to be
I
fantastic.
just don't know. And of course, Hideo Kojima come out and said the game will be out before the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
Oh, that's not vague.
So we got at least a good 2 years ahead of us to look
2
forward
years.
to.
Well, this game's been in the works for 2 years already, hasn't it?
Longer than that.
Well, they first announced it 2 years ago, didn't they?
Yeah, when Sony had announced they had
2016?
Kojima Productions.
Yeah.
So it's been about that long.
That was when they announced it. Was in 2016 E3, I think. And
My thing is like, what the hell else is Kojima doing?
nothing.
I mean, come on, man.
He's done with Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sony, of course, they announced a few other things that look really awesome. Resident Evil 2 Remastered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks
awesome. Phenomenal.
That does.
That has
That's coming out in January next year.
One of the confirmed dates I mentioned before. January 25th.
That's multi-platform though too, ain't it?
Yeah, it'd be multi-platform.
Yes.
Yeah, not going to the other console. I don't know if it's going to Nintendo, but I know it's going to Xbox.
But I know Nintendo actually showed it off, or not Nintendo, but
Sony showed it.
Yeah,
Sony showed it on their show. Yeah.
Of course, one of the two of the ones that Sony showed off that I am just they're actually sorry, I'm a little perplexed here because these are just I'm excited about them. Of course, I got to wait till next year for one of them for sure.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Oh, they showed the gameplay. Oh my god, that looks so awesome.
The animations were phenomenal in that game. Just like when she was fighting everybody, it looked so just real. Like it was insane.
Oh yeah.
The explicit content too. I mean. The brutality of these deaths and stuff.
It was really
If
intense.
you've ever played the first one, it was really brutal too.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but I watched the whole game. My daughter played the whole game.
Oh yeah, it was extremely brutal.
An interesting thing is, I guess, so they announced that you only play as Ellie in this game.
It is, and there was a lot of rumors going around that Joel was dead and everything.
Yeah,
else.
I heard.
And I pointed out to you when we were watching it, Mike, that if you watch the actual video, when they show if you guys have not seen the gameplay of this yet, you've been living under a rock somewhere.
Yeah, for real.
But at the beginning of it, it shows Ellie standing there, and some Asian guy comes up, just talking to her, and about things. They're at a big looks like a little festival or a dance of some sort,
right?
And Ellie and the guy's talking to her, and he says, "Yeah," he says, your old man was chewing my ass about something. Just like, oh yeah,
Right.
about what? And he's like, so, which tells me that Joel's still alive.
Yeah, he's probably the leader of that village or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's the thing I kind of take from it anyway. Is
Yeah.
that he's possibly like the leader of this place. This
Yeah, I didn't
encampment or
catch that
whatever.
until you mentioned it out that night. Yeah, I wasn't.
But yeah, I guess this is going to focus on Ellie and her. But she looks like Joel trained her pretty well if you watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, man. She was fighting them all off. She was sneaking around. It was insane.
Yeah, it was an awesome footage, man. I can't wait for that game to
But
come
they did a
out.
really good job presenting it. I mean, it was awesome.
Of course, another one that looks absolutely just fantastic, Spider-Man.
Yes.
And, yeah,
See,
because they had me worried about the QTEs, but this year was like they showed off that you were doing combos. You know, the way he was moving around, it just looked so fluid and so fun. I was just like, yeah, this game sold me.
Of course, made by Insomniac,
Yeah,
who's real famous for.
Ratchet and Clank and friggin' just. I mean, Sunset Overdrive's underrated in my opinion too.
I think the
It's
game
really good with that.
looked beautiful, but to me, it's like Spider Bat.
Oh,
It looks like a
Well,
Batman game. to
The
me.
fighting game,
The
or
fighting mechanics of you got to keep it pretty simple, I guess, because especially when you're fighting 20, 30 guys at a time.
Yeah, but
I mean,
There's some cool Spider-Man like he jumped up and just webbing everybody. Like there's
Yeah,
some cool combos.
there's
and
some
stuff.
cool combos. But it was just like, it's like, hey, I played this.
But I
before.
will admit, yeah, it is familiar.
but
But
even
the
when-
story sounds good because it's got the Sinister Six.
yes, the Sinister Six. But like when he's chasing after Electro, I mean, and he's using spider sense and he's flying through all the debris
Yeah.
and everything else. I mean, that stuff's awesome. It looks like a lot of button mashing to me, but
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
but which I am horrible at.
I'm horrible at. I play too many consoles that I forget what buttons I'm playing with.
X. No, Mike, you're playing on the Xbox
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Square. Another one looks absolutely phenomenal. Ghost of Tsushima.
I was blown
Yeah.
away by that trailer.
That looks ridiculously good.
So this is Sucker Punch's first big game on the PS4 since Second Son, and that infamous Second Son released back in 2014. So this has been in development for a long time, and it shows. I mean, the graphics were just stunning.
But
No,
here's
I-
the crazy thing about it is there is no release date on it yet.
Yeah, it's just I think it was just 2019, but no, like there's no time frame. But
So
yeah.
we still don't even know. I'm looking possibly maybe holiday season next year.
And this will be open world, from what I gathered. That was just a side mission, apparently. They said that
Yeah.
section. And if it's just that intense, imagine the main story missions.
Oh my god, yeah, it looks crazy good.
I like how when they were fighting, it kind of went into like a 2D type of thing, and it showed like a little 1v1. Like that was really cool. But I will admit, there was some sections I was like, yeah, this feels a little bit like Assassin's Creed. But like, I think this game can blow Assassin's Creed out of the water, in my opinion.
When
It
he's
just
sneaking around up on the rafters
Oh,
and stuff. And
yeah, I was like this, but I was like, at the same time, I was like, this can challenge that. This looks really good, but
I
yeah,
agree.
Of course, another one that we got an official release date for February 22nd next year. Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah, Days Gone.
That's one of the ones I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's the
actually,
one I'm excited for.
which
by
is
Sony.
also open world as well.
Yes,
This looks like kind of a
World
It's-
War Z, man.
yeah. It's
Like that many zombies coming at you at one time.
It's made by SIE Bond Studios. It kind of reminds me of elements of say like Uncharted / Last of Us.
Last of Us, yeah.
At the same time, it's almost like
Because I remember when I first seen it, I thought it was Last of Us 2.
that's what I
I'm not
thought
gonna
it was
lie.
too. Just the style of it or whatever.
Right.
That's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit of it. But it looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, they show the little gameplays where it shows he's just fighting hordes and hordes of zombies, trying to get away from them and everything.
Yeah,
else.
I mean, the zombies in the game are just insanely amount of zombies to fight off.
And the thing about this too also is that the zombies don't just like they're not the crawlers, slow
No,
crawlers.
they run.
They're running after you.
Yeah, they're like piling on each other too to get
Yeah.
to you. It's
Yep.
crazy.
So it's like it's like
That's what I said. It reminds me of World War Z when they pan up and you see all the zombies
Oh,
rolling
yeah,
up the
yeah,
side
yeah.
of the building and stuff.
yeah, it looks amazing, and I
Just-
can't wait to play it too.
Oh, I know.
And I believe-
I'm a huge horror or zombie survivalist game player.
Yeah, and Days Gone is a Sony exclusive. Spider-Man also is a Sony exclusive. Last of Us 2 is a Sony exclusive, and so is Ghost of Tsushima. They're all
Yes.
Sony
And
exclusive.
Death Stranding.
And Death Stranding, yeah. Now Resident Evil 2 is not a Sony exclusive.
It'll be multi-platform, from what
Uh,
I've gathered.
but all these were shown on
Sony's.
Sony's dev.
They also
Those are the big ones.
They announced a smaller game too from the creators of Rick and Morty. I don't know if y'all remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name. I believe it was Trover and something. But it looks so damn funny. I remember when they announced it, I was like, "What the hell? This reminds me of Rick and Morty." Then they dropped the name. This is created by. I was like, "Oh, it's also exclusive to the platform, and it'll be on VR." So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
And now you know something I did not see from Sony is any of their VR stuff.
No, I didn't see any either.
Yeah, I was kind of glad I took a step back and kind of focused more on the actual PS4.
Yeah, and last year they focused a lot on their VR stuff. This year there's nothing.
Yeah.
Very little.
I've always been a big thinker on the VR thing that we're not there yet for technology
It
wise.
just makes me wonder if they're kind of getting away from it now.
Yeah, it's a fad. I always thought it was going to be a fad.
I think
you actually said it was. It's probably just going to be a fad. So.
Yeah, that's what I always thought of it.
Yeah, because I don't think it's ready for like our main platform. You know what I mean of entertainment.
Because you remember a while back ago they put every movie in 3D.
Oh yeah.
Remember? Now it's just
Ultra
select,
HD 4K.
Yeah, now it's just select few movies come in 3D.
Oh yeah.
So because I always thought the 3D.
Well, you
was
can only buy.
too.
There's only 2 companies out there that make 3D TVs now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally only 2. You can only buy 2 3D TVs out there now.
Yeah, and you had the $100 glasses you had to buy and stuff. I always this technology we're not there yet as a society. I don't think we're not. We have some more work to do.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
But
that's all I really got to go over as far as Sony.
Yeah, that's pretty much most of it, man, for Sony.
Yeah, I was hoping for Final Fantasy VII, but
yeah, I was hoping for Final
maybe
Fantasy VII too.
We'll see. Well, let's go into one of the other big guns, Microsoft or Xbox.
This one was interesting because there's a lot of games. They said, was it 50 games?
50 games, 18
launch exclusive, and
launch,
about
15
world
console exclusives.
Yeah, 50, I thought, was it 18 exclusive and 15 world premieres, or was it the other way? I thought it was 8. No, it's 15 exclusive, 18 world premieres. Yeah.
In my opinion, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything like that, but I think Microsoft pretty much. I think it won this.
Yeah, I own all the consoles myself. So,
I do too. I have all the consoles too.
And I think Microsoft won out.
You know, I wish there was a bit more like newer IPs, but what they announced later kind of reassured me. Like, all right, you know, we know we kind of screwed up. But we're focusing heavily, you know, doubling down on IPs.
Yeah, they bought 5 game studios.
Well, they purchased 4 actual existing studios, and they opened a new studio.
That's right.
The Initiative, which will be opening in Santa Monica, in California.
Which they described as a quadruple A, which is, you know, kind of unheard of. Usually heard of triple A games, but they dubbed it as a quadruple A. So this will be a huge studio.
And they said that the Initiative studio will have the best of the best in game development.
Yeah, this would be super cutting edge and everything.
So
that's cool.
So whoever works in the Initiative, that's going to be their bread and butter studio.
See, what I'm excited for is I just subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, which now you can get 6 months for the price of 3 months. Is that what it is? 6 months for the price of 3 months.
50% off, basically.
50% off. And there's rumors going around that their first party games are going to start coming out on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
They're doing it with Forza, which they announced.
They did with,
that's just it. With Forza,
State of Decay 2
and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Playground Games. It was one of the studios that Microsoft purchased. And guess who they make? Forza.
Yeah.
Undead Labs makes State of Decay.
Yeah.
That's another, you know.
So they're talking that these first party games like Gears and Halo and stuff are going to be coming to their Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, they already announced that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Games. That's what I'm excited about.
Oh yeah. No, they said that they announced when the Game Pass this past year. They said when with the Game Pass, any first party games that Microsoft has, you will get them day one.
Yeah, that's awesome. It saves me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because what is it, $10 a month for Game Pass if you don't get it on sale?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
I know
awesome.
Another one they purchased, Ninja Theory, makes Devil May Cry games.
Yeah.
They made DMC and recently Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which was really well received. That was pretty interesting.
Of course, Compulsion Games made We Happy Few.
So yeah, they bought a lot of single player oriented studios, you know, Ninja Theory and Compulsion. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring to Microsoft's first party. Which, granted, none of these will probably be making games for the Xbox One, which, as I said, is a sad thing. But it does bring me hope for the new Xbox when that launches. We might see a lot of big games coming to it within its first year. You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
yeah, they are working on Project Scarlet, and there's also rumors that they're going to actually see that. I read this article that I saw this video on IGN. It talked about. Remember when the Xbox One came out that they said it was going to be all online,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
kind of shot them in the foot.
Huge backlash.
But
on that.
now that the console's gone on, that most of the players actually do all online only.
See, here's the thing, and I was talking.
So they said that they were too far ahead of the curve.
I was talking to my friend Heath about this, and that's what he said, that everything now is going to be digital.
Yeah.
And this is why I think Microsoft took a step back from that, is because they're like, okay, well, let's back up a little bit. Let's ease back into this again. Okay, we got our Xbox Live. We got our online gaming community from Xbox Live.
Right.
Check. Right?
Yeah.
Now, here we go. Here's Game Pass. All these digital games.
Yep.
Check.
And they announced that they're going to be getting into streaming, which won't be anytime soon, but you can stream on your phone, the Xbox,
Yep.
computer. So
And here you go. Check. Now you ease into the console that's all just digital.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So instead of like sitting there like, okay, we got to download all these games, now we're going to be able to stream it straight from the cloud.
yeah,
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So yeah, now it's like, okay, we were way ahead of the game. Let's just back up. We'll ease into it. Now,
See, I think it's the future of console gaming is all
Which-
digital,
and this is where,
and I'm happy about it.
then this is where you're going to run into problems with some companies like GameStop and whatever. So now they're going to
Well,
be like,
now GameStop announced that they're starting to sell comic books because of the lack of game sales. So they're going into comic books here in this next year.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's all going to be digital systems, and I'm happy about it because it's more convenient for me.
yeah, because you can start because downloading's been a huge issue I think this generation because you have to wait because it's like a 50, 60 gig game. So now you can just pre-download it. So when it does come out, it's like bam, you just start it right up. You don't have to drive nowhere.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And if you get something like the Xbox Game Pass and they continue with the first party titles coming to the Game Pass for $10 a month, that's worth it.
Oh yeah, especially if they get to the streaming where you can just stream it right off the cloud. You don't have to download it.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
gonna
true
be
too.
insane.
That's
Now
instant
PlayStation does
gameplay.
this. I don't like the streaming. I hope there's an option that you could download because PlayStation does the streaming of the game rentals.
PlayStation Now, right?
Yeah, PlayStation Now it does streaming. You don't download them, and it's kind of laggy. You'll be playing, and all of a sudden it'll lag out. If you get a
Of
spike
course, you got
in
to
your
have a really
internet,
good internet connection.
Well,
to
I
do all
have
that stuff,
150
too.
meg.
Which is why I'm
but-
also kind of skeptical because, like you said, if you don't really have great internet, it's gonna be really tough. 'Cause it's
yeah, I
gonna be
have 150
laggy.
megs in it, and it still
Yeah.
skips.
But
we got ahead of the gun here. We announced already Halo and Gears. I already mentioned those, but yeah.
Well, the big one that Microsoft led off with is Halo Infinite.
Yes.
Which is Halo Part 6.
It will be
Yes.
Halo 6. Yeah.
It looks like Master Chief's going kind of back to his roots.
Kind of back to basics. And what I liked about it was they changed the art style heavily to match what Bungie's looked like. If you notice, like his armor, it looked awfully a lot like Halo 2 to 3 type of deal, which I really liked. I like how they're doing that. Because I feel like the last few Halos, they just kind of got a little ridiculous. And also, I like how they said they're focusing back on Master Chief.
And it's still
front and
343 Studios doing it, right?
Yeah.
center. Yeah.
Still 3.
And I believe the new engine is called Slip Space, what they're working with. Because the footage we've seen at E3 wasn't the actual story or anything like that. It was just to show off what this engine will look like for the new Halo game, Halo Infinite.
Of course, Microsoft's other big one, Gears of War.
Yeah.
They announced 3 titles.
Yeah. A Tactics, a Funko Pop phone app, and Gears 6.
Gears 5.
Gears 5.
Which Gears 5 looks like it's going to focus more on Kate Diaz, the girl from Gears 4.
Yeah, so this will be a few years after, I think, the events of Gears of War 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because JD I didn't even recognize him at first. I was like,
You
where's
didn't
he
even
at?
beat Gears 4.
I haven't beat it.
Oh, no, he said he beat it.
I beat it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Without your dad?
Have you beat it?
Yeah, I beat it.
Oh, okay. Because I remember the twist at the end. I saw it. She kind of brung it back in the trailer.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Some of us haven't beat it here.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there
Hey,
were-
I offered to play it with you.
Well, yeah, I didn't at the time. I didn't know he had beat it.
So anytime you want to play it, just give me a call. I'll beat it with
We'll
you.
do that. Another one they showed a game called Sekiro: Shadows Die
Oh
Twice.
my god.
Yeah.
This
That
is
looked pretty crazy.
one of my favorite games of the show because From Software did a phenomenal job of keeping it a secret. Because originally everybody thought it was either a new Tenchu game or Bloodborne, but they completely just fooled everybody into like it's a brand new IP,
Yeah.
and it looks stunning. It looks so good. But I like how they said this isn't just going to be a basic Souls game. They said this was actually going to be very different. There's no multiplayer. It's completely single player. And it still will be challenging, obviously, by the title, but there's a new death mechanic to where you can bring yourself back and still fight from that moment. I don't know how that works because in the previous games you would die, you have to redo that whole section till you beat that boss.
Well, yeah,
and
in the
everything.
video, I was watching the trailer on it, and it showed like some of the fights were just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very.
But it also
fast-paced.
showed where he died, and then, there was a little light above him, and then he just like
Yeah,
kind
he
of
came
rose right back
So there will
up.
be a similar death mechanic, and also I noticed his hand can shape, like form into like shields or another weapon. I thought that was really interesting, even a grappling hook. So it looks really awesome just from that.
Yeah, that one looks really good.
Yeah.
Of course, they announced Devil May Cry 5,
Yeah.
Yes.
which that looks
Stunning.
pretty awesome.
They're
too.
using the engine from Resident Evil 7, the RE engine. That's why it looks like the photorealistic graphics, and it will feature 3 playable characters. Dante's coming back. Obviously, Nero was front and center in the trailer, and there's a 3rd playable character. But they haven't. It won't be Virgil. At least I don't think it is. Even though I think he was in the trailer.
Well, I know Nero looks like he lost his demon hand finally.
He
got
got
that robotic hand. Now.
Yeah, it got cut off, and I guess Nico, the girl in the trailer with him, created that. So I guess she's kind of like not just a mechanic, but like sort of like a weaponsmith for him. It's like, hey, I got
She's
some...
his microchip.
I'm gonna have to go back and play Devil May Cry 4. Then.
I actually did on Game Pass, man. They got it.
Yeah.
So I was
saw
playing that. I was like, hell yeah. Started jumping back in it.
Another big one that I'm actually looking forward to is Dying Light 2.
Yes.
That was pretty surprising.
That one looks good.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the last Dying Light.
This one actually takes place 15 years after the first one.
It's gonna have like you do something in the thing and it changes the complete dynamics of the whole game.
Every decision you make changes the game.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be kind of like Detroit Becomes Human, except more action.
Which is actually awesome
Yeah.
because this is it's a complete open world game.
Yeah.
B, if you do make any decision, that leaves infinite possibilities of what you can do in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the replay value on that is going to be so high.
The parkour is going to be sick.
Yeah.
Just jumping around.
Plus the parkour, it's
Yeah.
off the hook, man. I
But-
had to say that word. Off the hook, man.
I don't know. I know they announced it next year sometime, but I don't have a
they're
confirmed date on it yet.
yeah, like we said,
I think that from what I heard, it's supposed to be spring of next year, so hopefully early next year.
yeah, they didn't
maybe
give
second
very
quarter.
many release dates, like you said, towards the games.
Here's a bunch of ones I have release dates for. Of course, Forza Horizon 4, they announced. That comes out October 2nd. If you're a big racing fan or whatever, which it looks really good, actually. We were watching the video of it.
Yeah, so if you got Game Pass, I mean, it'll be available day one.
Yep.
If you have Game Pass, yes, it will be available day one. Of course, they announced Shadow of the Tomb Raider was big on the Microsoft.
I believe that's
September 14th. Of course, I'm looking forward to that one. Of course, I need to go back and finish the
Yeah, I never
the second
played
one.
the other ones.
I really enjoyed the rebooted series so far. I think they've been
They're on Game Pass.
I know my daughter's playing them.
they're really great games though. I mean,
They are really good games. Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. Which I'm surprised they showed this off in Microsoft's press conference.
Which I think
Because this game came out on Sony.
So they said this will be the first Kingdom Hearts game on the Xbox platform.
Yeah.
That's why I think Xbox wanted to show it off. But that's gonna January 29th is the release date for that. But I did think it was pretty neat. I think right now Microsoft has the little bit of the edge as far as gaming goes because of their new console.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got the ability to play those things in full frame rate.
Right.
Actually play the games, not watch the cutscenes.
Right.
The gameplay is superior.
And
it's
the only console that plays in 4K.
Yeah. So that's why they're, even though Sony might be announcing some of these cross-platform games or whatever, Microsoft's like, yeah, here's ours, a little bit better.
And didn't they drop the Xbox One X by $100, $50?
$50.
And
All
that-
the consoles dropped $50.
I thought they added another $50 off.
Yes, supposedly you can get it for 300.
Yeah. Supposedly you
And
can
the
get.
Xbox One S is like 200 or something.
Yeah, supposedly for it's like E3 time, you can get it for $300.
If you're looking for a new Xbox One X, now's the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly probably would get one.
Just for the
But
fact
with my internet, it wouldn't be worth it to me.
Well, the only reason I'm not getting one is because of Project Scarlet. If we're 2 years out from a new console, I'm not spending $300 on another console.
The reason why I really want to upgrade too is because to get rid of the brick, I hate toting the thing around, and it's just smaller. You know what I mean? It's more convenient.
Yeah.
Because you can send it vertically or horizontal, so it's just really convenient.
Yeah.
Of course, they also showed off that new Jump Force game.
Yes.
That was pretty surprising. I did not hear anything about that.
Yeah, no, I did. It looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, I watched the demo, and I don't know what engine it's using, but it's phenomenal. Like the graphics, because the art style stays true to all the Shonen Jump manga, but it's just like the gameplay is super smooth.
Yeah, anybody who watches any type of anime or reads the manga, the Shonen Jump stuff, you got Naruto, One Piece, of course, Dragon Ball Z, all those characters.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it's supposed to be a cross.
That's multi-platform, I believe.
Well, not platform. What's the word I'm looking? It's
crossplay. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
It's
all the characters. You can pick any characters from all the different.
Yeah, because it's 3v3, right?
Yeah, it's all the Shonen Jump. It's a team battle, is what they call it. But it's all the Shonen Jump. It's all the characters from the Shonen Jump.
Right.
Crossover, basically.
Yeah, so crossover, all that. Of course, Cuphead, if you ever played that, now it's an expansion.
New DLC.
Nah, I didn't play it.
Oh, you didn't?
I heard it was too hard.
I finished it recently. Like, it is challenging. Like, I'll admit the devil and King Dai were assholes, but it's really great. Like, the art style and the way it played is super
I
fun.
seen the art style on it. It looks
they announced
amazing.
new bosses, a new playable character, and a whole new island to explore. So
Miss
Chalice.
Chalice.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
That's kind of cool. Of course, new Battletoads.
Yeah,
that came out of nowhere because I heard the rare franchises they were bringing back. I heard it was either going to be Banjo Kazooie or Perfect Dark. So, because I heard the Coalition was actually doing Perfect Dark game, but I don't know if that's going to be true.
I think a Perfect Dark game would go over well, especially with compared to now and then. So
yeah, I agree.
With the engines and graphics they can use now,
and especially there's just a lack of kind of stealth action games. Splinter Cell not announced anyway right now, and Metal Gear Solid.
I thought they did announce a Splinter Cell.
That
was Walmart Canada announced.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They announced it, but there was no gameplay or official announcement from Ubisoft about it. Now, it's a good time for it to come back.
The Cuphead expansion should be out early next year. Battletoads and Jump Force, there's no release date. They're talking late next year, possibly.
Yeah.
But early next year, we got Crackdown 3, supposedly.
February 2019.
Hopefully. If it doesn't get postponed again.
Yeah, really.
What is this, like 3 times now that they've pushed it back?
Yeah. And looking at the gameplay, it seems like Terry Crews will be playable.
Yeah.
But supposedly February 2019. So
maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Of course, Metro Exodus, new Metro.
Yeah.
That looks pretty intense. So.
I never played any of the Metro games.
They're good.
I
played the first one a lot. I haven't played the second one.
I'll have to check them out.
It's really good. It's like, it's post-apocalyptic and the creatures are taking over the world, but it's like, it's in like Czechoslovakia or something. It's like some little Russian,
I think it's on Game Pass, so I'll have to check it out.
But it's really cool because like everything is so, it's like everything is a rare commodity. So like even bullets are rare, so you can actually trade bullets for like, other stuff. And
well, that's cool.
You got to wear gas masks. You actually have to change your filters out.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool survival elements into it.
So it was really good. That's all the big ones I got as far as Microsoft goes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out next year.
Yeah. And I think we kept everybody for an hour. That's long enough.
Yeah, really.
Of course, it'll be interesting to see when they announce these new consoles. Like, probably won't be anytime soon, but it was kind of interesting to see them kind of look at that deep into the future for them.
If they're 2 years out, that's going to put us at 7 years of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 lasting
Which-
7 years, which is about average.
Yeah, the
for-
360 and the PS2.
I
When you
look-
think about it, they lasted forever, man.
They did.
I
Lasted about
look
a
for
decade. You know.
I look for new consoles towards the end of 2020. That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think you're going to see games coming out, some games coming out next year, and the ones they announced that there's no release dates on them yet. I think they're going to hold those out to the consoles the following year. You're going to see some launch titles with the new consoles.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with Microsoft because they said that the Xbox One was going to be the last generation in consoles for them. That they were going to make everything playable.
Hopefully what that means is the next Xbox will be able to play Xbox One, 360,
Yeah.
and original Xbox. So
Yeah.
that is pretty cool, but it is
We'll
a little
see.
disappointing, or a little sad.
Yeah, the
about
way they
that.
made it sound like is you buy an Xbox One now, you're going to be able to play any game that they come out with over the rest
Which
of the console
I like
generation.
that because now it's like you can have these smaller versions like the Xbox One S, or you can have the more hardcore X, and people can still game together.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good.
So if they're coming out with a new one that's not going to follow the same path, I'm a little disappointed in it, but I'm ready for a new console.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yep. That's all I got, man.
That's all I got too. Thank you, Trent, for my resident expert.
Yeah, and remember, don't get loaded.
Get reloaded.